Adrian, the win that's been coming?
Yeah, very, very happy for the group. You know, we've had two pretty solid hit-outs so far this year, and a lot of effort, a lot of energy put in, but you know, not coming up with a win has been frustrating. And so I'm just happy that we've hung in there really and got our first win as the Leopards in Super League.
I mean, a young man called Lam led you around the park very well.
Yeah, he was brilliant tonight. I was really proud of him. I think he was very creative, but his 3 games have improved every week. So he's still got a couple of levels to go yet, you know, which we're working hard on. So I was proud of him.
What's so good about the group at the moment?
It's just, you know, I think in round 1 we had 8 players making their debut for the club, and out of that 8, 7 were starting. So I think, you know, with my experience and past, knowing that it takes time for the group to gel, and you know, last year with a new group, it took us 10 rounds to get that right before we sort of hit our straps in championship, albeit a different competition, but the same processes happen in sport, you know. So I'm aware that it's going to take a lot of time, and we needed a moment like this. I felt, you know, we got a bit of luck tonight, I guess, and you need that to help the group progress. But I think through the 2 losses, we've stayed positive through most of that process and learning along the way. So yeah, we're off the to a first win tonight.
But it's also given you a good platform.
Yeah, I think, you know, we're still a long way to where we want to be. You know, everyone was saying that we can't attack, but I thought we did pretty good tonight. I think we left 5 or 6 tries out on the field as well. We created that many opportunities, but you know, they've been playing some good rugby, Hull, with a 2 out of 2 wins for them, so they've been flying with that, you know. So it's always difficult to come up here and get a win, so you know, we'll take that tonight.
Other results tonight show the craziness of the competition already.
Yeah, there's a few mad results, but I think all we can do is focus on us and make sure that we stick to our processes and our belief on what we're about this season. You know, with the last 2 weeks we've had one player pull out just prior to kick off, which has disrupted the group. So we've had that thrown into the mix as well. I think Joe Wardle pulled out tonight. So I think we're just getting on with it, you know, and there was a lot of hard lessons to learn over the last 2 weeks. I've been sitting in that dressing room there exhausted with all that energy given without the result. So I think a little bit of luck tonight with that try, and that certainly will lift the group.
Josh Charlie's got a future, hasn't he, Adrian?
Yeah, well, I was contemplating moving him to the other wing, so swapping him over, but probably not after that. But I thought he probably could have finished 2 or 3 other tries off tonight as well. So same as last week. You know, we had 2 that were taken into touch on the put down. So you know, we're working hard to just make sure our combinations come together, because that's part of the key is to when you got the new players in the new team is to make sure that they work together.
Did you feel the game was slipping away? 25-18, about 7 minutes to go, something like that?
Yeah, I was just frustrated that I felt that we'd worked hard. You know, we were never in front until the last play of the game. So I thought that had we gone in front at some stage and got our nose in front, we may have just upped the tempo a little bit and closed the game out. But every time we got in a position to execute, something would slip up, and you know, KR would get the try, albeit a simple try, which is really frustrating. But we hung in there, and that's a good sign for the players.
Good to see Tom Briscoe scoring as well.
Yeah, I thought he blew a few as well on the right hand side, but it's good. He's come back from an injury, an operation through the off season, so he hasn't had much training in the off season. So he's probably still, you know, 4 weeks away from his best. But we'll back him on that, and it's good to see him get over the line tonight.
How important was it for the team to get off the mark with a win? You didn't want the losing streak to continue, did you?
No, I think in the last 2 weeks, you can see the team improving every week, but you can also see the frustration over this, you know, the silly things we were doing to take the pressure off. And when you're doing that, you know that the good times are going to come, but it's hard to be in that moment emotionally caught up in it, but thinking about what's still to come, which is the win, obviously. So, you know, it's our first one of the season. It's boosted the group. We have a tough test next week with St Helens, but we're back home. We've been on the road now for 2 weeks in a row. Catalan away. We only trained for 30 minutes this week, so it's a really tough week for us. And then coming up here today is one of the hardest trips in Super League, so I'm really proud of him.
You said you got a bit of luck tonight. Was that the difference between 2 close losses and a victory?
No, I don't think so. I thought we made some. I still think there's a lot of things we can learn from the game. I thought the luck came from taking our chances, and because we took them, it fell in our lap towards the end there. So, you know, I think there was. I think we scored with 7 minutes to go, and that's enough time to get your try. So, albeit 2 or 3 chances you get. So, but we just did some things that were sort of like felt like that we hadn't learned the lesson from the last 2 weeks. But yeah, there's a photo I think of Josh scoring in the corner there, which is sensational picture, which I'll show the group tomorrow. But yeah, nice way to finish the day.